there's big news.
Oh, good. Big news.
And it's bad news for news.
Oh no.
Bad
News?
Are we news?
Wait,
We're
Are we like
technically
outskirt news?
Well, this is entertainment.
Entertainment.
This show is entertainment.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad news for news industry. They're collapsing. It is flames, man. It is the boat is gone.
I have a feeling it's not the mainstream media though.
No, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, that must be the good news part of it.
This list is nuts. Pull this list up. Look at this.
Here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my Lanta.
Oh, it is fire.
Those are all different
man.
companies.
Fire.
Wow.
It is a very long list.
For those who are just listening, we're scrolling through.
Still scrolling.
Probably,
there we go.
I don't know, 100.
200?
Wow, more
man.
than
Holy moly.
200
Yeah.
different news companies.
And this is not all of it. I got more stories. Check this out.
Wow, look at that.
Wall Street Journal says, this is from a few weeks ago, Vice media document lays out plan for layoffs amid coronavirus pandemic. Planning document calls for over 300 layoffs, though company says several such proposals are being worked up.
Wow.
It is flames all the way down.
How many people work at Vice? What would you say?
I think 1,000.
Wow, that's
I'm not entirely sure.
Like 30% of the company.
It might be way more than that because they've grown. It's been a long time since I've been there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the media's gone up in flames, man.
Yeah.
I got a bunch. So Vice is denying this, by the way.
Oh, really?
They're pushing back. But the Wall Street Journal did include that, saying that they're saying, hey, this is just being worked up. But we've also got what is this one? BuzzFeed and Condé Nast are making more cuts after pay reductions aren't enough. Now here's the crazy thing. I did a segment earlier. BuzzFeed just shut down news operations for 2 offices.
Yeah.
This might be what they're talking about. But I think these companies were in trouble a long time ago.
Yeah.
There's the bird.
Now, apparently, according to the conversation, they say 9 reasons you should be worried about the closure of BuzzFeed News in Australia. I'm sorry.
That's a jolly laugh.
That is hilarious.
9 reasons too many. That is
reasons
9
to
reasons
celebrate.
too many. Quartz is laying people off. We got the story, digital media clobbered by coronavirus. It's just
clobbered. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge. This is a huge list. So
it really is.
Before we get into gloating over the demise of a lot of these companies, the first thing I'll point out.
I'm only gloating at a few of them.
Right.
For the record.
That's true.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We only want to gloat for a few of them. Check this out. So a lot of these are just local newspapers.
Okay.
And it's kind of bad. Local newspapers are all right.
Yeah,
they do an all right job, and most of them seem to be local papers, local outlets that are now suffering.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to laugh about, NBC Universal cutting executive pay by 20%, as if I care.
Yeah.
Univision layoffs, furloughs, and pay cuts, as if I care. Digital media, this is where it gets juicy. BuzzFeed, cut employee pay, cut AM to DM. Its morning news show, 8 people lost their jobs and had furloughs of some staff. Now, part of me wants to say, I'm sorry to these individuals who lost their jobs.
Okay.
But these outlets are just so awful.
Yeah.
And they put out garbage, fake news. Look, man, we can complain about BuzzFeed being biased.
Yeah.
And that's when they put out biased articles. Like if they write something on the culture war or politics, it's really bad.
Yeah.
But BuzzFeed wrote a story about 2 black men fighting to the death over fried chicken, which never happened.
Oh, yeah, that was
And that
BS,
was just
right?
it was total BS. And it seems very obvious that they were like, ooh, this will get clicks.
Yeah.
And they claim to be like, they write articles always in favor of these lefty politics and ideas. And then when it's their chance to write some nonsensical rage bait that mocks, the black community and stereotypes them, they're the first ones to jump on board. And I reached out to them and I was like, hey, this is not true. Here's proof. They were like, meh.
They didn't care.
They sent me a link to so the witnesses said there was no fight over a chicken sandwich. It was basically the story was like 2 guys got into a fight, 1 guy got stabbed.
Yeah.
And then
It had absolutely nothing to do with the chicken sandwich.
Well, it did in the sense that
they were both in line.
They were both at Popeyes.
And that's it.
And there you go. And
but that's Popeyes
it.
Though, not the chicken sandwich.
Right.
What if they both didn't like chicken in general? They were like,
we
don't
be
like
at Popeyes, I guess. Well, they got fish at Popeyes.
Hey, you never know.
But the gist of it was BuzzFeed said in the headline that it was a fight over a chicken sandwich. Nobody had a chicken sandwich. Nobody had ordered one. A dude cut in line. The other dude was like, hey, don't cut in line. And the guy was like, F you. And he was like, take it outside. Guy got stabbed. That was it.
Yep.
It was a fight over cutting in line. And the dude's family was pissed because he's like, ain't nobody died over a chicken sandwich. This is BS. The media's lying.
Yeah.
And so I saw what BuzzFeed did and I'm like, dude, that's not cool. And when I reached out to them, the response I got back was a quote from a cop saying something like, we think that people were at Popeyes because of the chicken sandwich.
Right.
And I was like, that says nothing about these two men and their fight.
Right.
And that was it.
I honestly,
That's BuzzFeed.
when I first heard this story, I didn't think it was true. I thought it was a PR stunt from Popeyes trying to sell the chicken sandwich.
I think
no
it was.
joke.
I think you're right.
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
Like no one actually died, or they spun it.
No,
they were like,
no.
we should use this.
Yes.
Oh.
So where did
Gross.
the narrative emerge that these guys were fighting over a chicken sandwich?
Right.
So apparently, like, I think Popeyes put out a statement.
Uh-huh.
I could be wrong. And they were like, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. The chickens. I think they were like, lean into it.
We didn't mean to make the chicken sandwich that good. It's like, wait a
No,
minute. What? What did you just say?
But in all seriousness, I actually, could you look this up? Because
Yeah, let me look.
I think they did make a statement about
The
it.
statement they made?
Yeah.
And I think if I was going to make a bet, I could be very careful because, we live in a litigious country.
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet that their PR person heard the story and was like, do it, pull the trigger.
Yep.
No one should fight over these chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
Wink.
It's not like they would ever say that though, in the statement.
No, they would
So-
say something like that, like it's terrible that at the release of our new chicken sandwich, a fight broke out and something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what happened with it, but I'd be willing to bet that's where the narrative came from. So when I look at like BuzzFeed cutting employee pay, they're shutting down their Australian news division and UK. I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to cry.
And
But-
how about Vox? I know you're not.
Oh,
too
look
happy
at
with
this.
Vox,
Yeah, where's
right?
Vox? Vox furloughed more than 100 people for 3 months.
That's
You know
a good,
what?
That's a good amount of people.
Seeing all this,
Yeah.
I almost want to cry.
In
Tears- Yeah?
Tears of joy.
Yeah, I was
happiness?
gonna say.
Because the one way I have to explain what's going on with the digital media is that it's like you have this gigantic machine funded by venture capital.
Okay.
And I am but one person on YouTube desperately trying to like fight back against all of the lies and the smears and the fake news. And it's like trying to knock down a skyscraper with a ball peen hammer. You're just like, you're cutting away at it. And then while you're doing it, they're building more.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So it's like ultimately you just never get anything done.
Well, you saw Shawshank, right? He escaped with took him a while.
I'm not trying
but
to
he
escape.
He got
I'm
out.
trying to knock it down.
Wow, you know,
what I mean?
it's the same kind of thing. You're
So
beating at the stone
Big
on
project.
the wall.
I don't want these people to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Right? But I do want the whole system to be reformed
Incredible.
and to get back. There's a really funny viral video going around right now. Some dude, I can't remember where he was. I don't know. Some local journalist was walking around a protest. Oh, it's Long Island. Yeah, we were watching this video.
Right.
And this guy is being yelled at by Trump supporters. They're like, you're fake news. You're fake news. And he's filming it. And then it's like it's the most pathetic, like mission-driven BS news reporting. He's like, I'll never forget what happened to me this day. Hounded and harassed. And I was just trying to tell their story.
Harumph, I say.
Harumph! Dude.
Man, that was funny. They weren't even being mean. They were just kind of
They were just
like
heckling
calling him out. Yeah.
It's funny because I've been at protests where I've been physically attacked and they're throwing explosives and smoke bombs.
Okay.
And the media defended Antifa. They were like, but they're fighting fascists. It's like, yes, when they beat journalists, they're fighting fascists. Right, great, thanks.
Sure.
And so now that you're seeing conservatives go, you're fake news. They're like, oh no, somebody insulted me. What do I do?
Oh, my stars and garters.
Where's my group that
No, no.
support me?
Right.
There's an amazing photograph of Jim Acosta of CNN with this look on his face, like, and there's someone flicking him off. And
Awesome.
like he's looking at it like, like, how dare you?
Harumph.
Oh no, harumph. I work for CNN. I argue with Donald Trump. You can't be mean to me. So I see this guy, right?
Okay.
And he's claiming that, I was attacked and berated and harassed, and I was simply trying to tell their story. And then he adds a line where he's like, these are people who weren't even wearing masks during a pandemic. And I'm like, there it is.
Yep.
This guy came down and he was like, I'm just here to tell your story. And then he jumped at the chance to be like, oh no, they're attacking me and they won't even wear masks. Like, dude, I can see what you're doing, man. You're not there to tell their story. You were looking for the conflict so you could play the victim. And you know what? I know you want to be like Jim Acosta, but you'll never be with in the big leagues, bro. Dude. Jim Acosta is like the Michael Jordan of fake news. You know what I mean?
Is he?
Yeah,
I'm almost
dude.
offended that you would use Michael Jordan's
That's a
name
good
in that
point.
sense.
That's not fair.
I grew up
That's
in
not-
Chicago. You did too. How dare you?
That's
not
not fair to
nice.
Michael Jordan.
How dare you?
But it was a testament to Michael Jordan's greatness. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
wow.
All right.
tier
I
crush,
guess.
Jim
I
Acosta.
guess.
All right, who's someone infamous for doing something awful but well?
Bill Cosby.
Jim Acosta is the Bill Cosby of fake news.
Why would you go there?
I don't know. Yeah, what
So
is it supposed
random.
to mean?
No, I don't know. You're welcome.
Okay.
That's it. That's my last contribution.
So no, but look, Jim Acosta goes to these press events with Trump, and then he'll be like, he'll have like this big thing drawn up where he'll start talking, and then when Trump is like, "Thank you," he'll keep talking.
Okay.
He'll be like, "Next, please," and he'll keep talking. And you see this with the other CNN reporters too, where they argue with the president.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Like, did you see that one recently where that Chinese? There's a reporter. She's from CBS, but she is Chinese.
Yeah.
She asked Trump, like, why are you trying to make this a competition? Trump got offended, like that she asked, it's a loaded question. It's like,
Right.
It's like asking, when did you stop beating your wife?
Yeah,
So it's like,
exactly.
why are you treating us like a competition? It's like, I'm not. But so Trump was like, why don't you ask China? And then she goes, and she pulls her mask up and goes, why did you ask me that? That's like, wait, what? You're pretending to be angry about this.
He's literally said that before.
I know.
It's like you're talking about why I'm making it a competition with China, right? That's what the question was about?
Make a global competition.
Oh, okay.
And so I think Trump was making a point when he said, why don't you ask China? Because China's lying about their numbers.
Right.
So his
Okay.
point was, I'm not. They're the ones lying about their numbers. Why don't you go ask them?
Yeah.
But because she was Chinese, then Brian Stelter of CNN is like, it is racist. But anyway, I bring it up because it's a really, really good example of like asking a loaded question that there's no real answer to.
Yep.
Like, what are you supposed to say
Just
to
to
that?
get a reaction.
Like, Adam, when did you stop beating your wife?
Well, I started shaving when I was 18.
Like, what
It's
kind
wait
of
a minute,
question
what?
is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the go-to explanation of what a loaded question is. And so Trump gets mad about it. And then shaving. Is that are you making a reference to like my lack of facial hair for being Asian? You're racist.
Actually.
And I argue with you. Yeah, it's funny. Like people tweet at me like, Tim can't grow a beard. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's
I mean, it's there.
It's
It's kind of
100%
there.
there.
I have a
Well,
scraggly beard.
well,
I know, you bigots.
I did a little grooming today. I say I don't groom. Normally I get rid of it, but I was thinking maybe I'll grow a beard. But it was like getting a little long and annoying, so I had to
Right over the lip.
I had to get a little
These are the importance there.
trim a little bit there.
That's right.
Yeah.
But so anyway, it's like this guy who goes down to Long Island at this Trump event or whatever. He was inspired, by Jim Acosta.
Yep.
But Jim Acosta, man, he created the sport. It's like, here's what you do. You go to the press briefing, you insult the president, and then you argue with him, and then all of the resistance people start wiggling their arms in there going, like,
It's like that. Like the
gobbling.
turkeys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turkeys.
You ever see that video where the guy's in the car and there's all the turkeys in the pen and he goes, and then all the turkeys yell back,
No, that sounds amazing.
Yes.
I want it.
and then he's
I have to look that
he's
up.
laughing so hard he's crying,
And he keeps
and then he
doing
goes,
it.
and then the turkeys all gobble back. That's what it is.
Yep.
So like Jim Acosta is the dude in the car gobbling, and all of the resistance anti-Trump people are the turkeys gobbling back.
Yep.
And it's like, hey man, each one of those gobbles, he then goes to an advertiser and says, hey man, I can make 100 turkeys gobble.
Yep.
How much are you gonna pay me? And they do. And then he writes a book, and then he sells the turkeys books. But you get the reference, you get the analogy. So this guy shows up, tries pulling this off, and these journalists feign outrage, like, "But we are just trying to tell your story," and then they're lying. And this is what we get. So let's take a look at some of these outlets that are getting purged. We got BuzzFeed, VT Digger, a nonprofit digital news site in Vermont. First 3 layoffs. I don't know who they are. I'm not going to drag them. Vice cut some pay and stopped 401k matching and promotions. Oof.
What does that
Yeah.
mean? Matching. So they stopped.
Matching.
They stopped like helping their employees into their 401k basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
match
yeah.
your contribution. They
Yeah, so
double
if
it.
you
Yeah.
put in money, they'll put in equal amounts of a perk. The Outline laid off its staff. Wait, laid off all of them?
Oh, goodbye Outline. Never heard of it.
Wait, is that literally
never heard of it
every
either.
single? The Outline, an attempt to build a bolder kind of news website, appears to have met its
Oh,
end.
no.
Wait, go back up to the. It's not for everyone. It's for you.
Well, that's not a big enough audience.
They're not talking to their employees.
Right.
Yeah, one audience member isn't enough to sustain a company. I'm sorry,
Seriously.
unless the one audience member is Elon Musk and he's paying a subscription
Yeah.
of $100,000 a month or something.
No.
So
What
what
a
else?
shame.
What else do we have? We have Bustle Digital Group laid off 24 staffers. Oh, cry me a river.
Right.
What is Bustle? They're like the.
They're a ladies thingy. I don't
Oh,
know.
that's right. That's right. What do we got? Elite Daily, Inverse, Mike, Nylon, The Outline.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, The
Bye-bye,
Outline's
Mike.
gone though. Oh no, the Zoe Report.
Oh my
I
gosh.
have no idea
What
what
will
that
I
is.
do without them? Who
I'm
are
pretty
they?
sure all of these people, like, they're mostly friends with each other. And I know this because I worked for Vice. I worked for some of these companies, and they hang out with each other.
Okay.
And they're all probably like sitting around complaining and smack talking. They're about us for calling them out. Like I
Oh,
care.
I'm sure. Yeah.
G-
Bring it on.
Go Media which includes Jezebel, Deadspin, The Root, and The Onion, laid off 14 employees. Womp.
14. Oh.
Group 9, 7% of its staff. They're The Dodo, Thrillist, and Now This. Ooh, Now This.
Oh, bye-bye.
That makes me feel good.
Oh,
See, the president...
I don't know most of these.
Now This is fake news.
Okay.
They create viral rage bait for Facebook, or they used to. And it would be like super loaded statements. And at VidCon several years ago, the president on stage said they had partnered with anti-Trump activists at the highest level for producing content or something. I filmed it. I published it. As I was like, wow, that's a bold statement for the president of a venture capital-backed news outlet to say straight up, we are anti-Trump activists. They direct our content.
Wow.
So sad to see you go. The Hill was implementing pay cuts. Now that's sad. The Hill is
I don't
good.
like that. Yeah.
The Hill is very
Is
good.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Hill is very good. Altus, I-24, and Cheddar, I don't care about them. They're fine. They talk about, pop culture stuff or whatever. Vox furloughed more than 100 people for 3 months.
Oh.
Yeah, that I'm okay with. Protocol had laughs. I don't know them. The Skim, Insider Louisville, and Curbed Atlanta. Not sure who they are.
Well, look. Curbed Atlanta said it's a Vox Media newsroom.
Up, let them go. Get them out.
We'll stop
out,
publishing
out,
for
out.
3 months. Its editor was furloughed.
Oh, no.
Get 'em out.
Bye, Vox.
And Quartz, they laid off. Quartz laid off 80 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quartz isn't that bad.
I don't know
I mean,
Quartz.
it's just digital media.
Yeah.
So let's see, magazines. Ooh, they have an update. So apparently they keep adding stuff. Condé Nast. Wow, I have no problem with that.
That's huge.
I don't know what some of these other things are. Time Out. I don't care about that. I'll be honest, man. A lot of these cuts, they are bummers. It's sad to see local news outlets taking hits. Local papers aren't that bad. We need local journalism because when you've got, a town like, I don't know, Podunk or Bumpkinville.
Okay, Bumpkinville.
Yeah, Bumpkinville.
Sounds
And
like a fun place.
the Bumpkinville Gazette or the Bumpkinville Bugle writes about the mayor
Every
and
time you say that.
Bumpkinville.
I love it so much.
don't know why.
I want to move
I
there.
can't stop giggling.
Okay, well,
Bumpkinville.
Bugle, yes.
the Bumpkinville Bugle covers issues of like the mayor and stuff, and you're not going to get that from the New York Times. The New York
Right.
Times won't write about, the mayor of a town of 1,000, called Bumpkinville.
Yeah.
But the Bugle will. So if you live there, it's important you learn about these things. So when local outlets start taking hits and laying people off, that's when it gets bad.
Yeah.
One of the scariest things that came up in the digital age, 10 years ago, was as these local outlets started going away,
Okay.
local corruption started going up. Because if you've got a city councilman or whatever who's stealing money, a local journalist would typically be like, I'm investigating this. Haha, I've uncovered it.
Yeah.
Cops don't, they're not going to investigate this. The feds aren't going to come in. It's the public access information gathering intelligence. But now that everyone's drifting towards, hot, like national and international level conversation in politics, nobody's covering local news anymore. Except for the local outlets do. That's why it's sad to see them start taking these hits.
Yeah, they're important.
But one of the big problems is that one of the reasons they're taking hits is because they're being displaced by BuzzFeed, by Vox, by Huffington Post. Because these local outlets need to find a way to become relevant and to make money. But traffic is essentially stolen by bigger news outlets.
Makes sense.
It's like,
Especially if a certain tube is pushing them on everybody.
yeah.
Talking about you, tube.
I do think about how local affiliates are really, really bad at using social media.
Okay.
And why isn't, local news outlet making a YouTube channel and generating traffic and stuff like that? There is a challenge, right? If you were in a town of 1,000 people, you would make money by advertising local services. But
Okay.
now these people just they buy the ads straight on Google and Facebook.
Yep.
So now Google and Facebook are sucking all that money out of these smaller towns, and then the local papers have no advertising.
Yep.
Then they go under.
Now, who gets the paper anymore?
Yeah, I mean, old people.
Yep. Old people.
I think it's funny too, because like, there's going to come a point where people are going to be arguing, saying something similar to us, like, you get your news from the internet, like, and they're going to be getting it in some other way or something.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. Well,
Straight from their Neuralink.
yeah, they're Neuralink, man.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to have a feed constantly just knowing everything. I mean, maybe in 100 years. But I think we do get set in our ways, like every person does. We get used to the platforms we use. Young people start using different platforms, and who knows what news is going to be like. Could you imagine like TikTok news?
No.
Where it's like some
No.
17-year-old girl dancing to like Tears for Fears while holding up like a paper, and it says like, Trump impeached, and like that's the news in the future. I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows what's going to be like?
Now that sounds like she's from Bumpkinville.
Yeah, sure does.
No,
What
that
she's up
sounds
to
like
over
a
there.
when you look at a lot of these companies and how they manipulated Facebook,
Yeah.
to get those links, they didn't care about news that actually mattered. They care about stories that will get the most shares.
Right.
And so that's what drives Facebook right now.
One thing I see here. Go ahead. Give me the article.
Which
There
one?
you
It says NBC Universal is cutting executive pay by 20%. See, like that. Why aren't we seeing more of that all across the board here? Like cutting executive pay. They make way too much money.
Because they don't want to cut their pay, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
But that
What do you mean?
solves a lot of issues,
It could.
doesn't it?
I mean, we got problems with the lockdown as it is, and that's the next segment we're going to be talking about. The lockdown is busted.
Yeah.
And we got some data for that. But look, man, people get a bailout. These big corporations.
Yep.
Golden parachutes for the executives.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're safe, everybody. Everyone's gonna get an emergency paycheck. But after 2 weeks, you're in trouble. Bob, on the other hand, we got a $10 million bonus, buddy, and the parachute is made of pure gold. And then he falls to his death.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't
say,
use this, by the way.
Don't use that
But-
gold
right.
Just to show
parachute.
off.
It's just a sell later on.
Yeah.
Don't actually try it. You'll drop like a rock. It'll actually make you fall faster.
Yeah, it'll speed things up.
Well, it won't actually. That's not how gravity works, but So I don't know, man. A lot of businesses are going under. And while I want to say it's really bad, nah, it is really bad.
Yeah.
It is.
It seems really bad.
No, because even though I don't like these people, it's a major disruption to the economy. But I wonder if there will be an improvement, because what's I want to equate some of these news outlets to a thing that slowly starts growing and absorbing nutrients and resources from the body until it becomes a weighted detriment.
I got this. Cancer.
Oh, I didn't say it. Adam,
And
wow,
that was a guess. That was a guess.
bold.
I was just
Whoa.
guessing. I was just guessing what you were thinking.
These outlets.
Was I right?
Yeah. Yes. These outlets are siphoning away resources, exploiting the system, producing garbage information that's making people go insane, and it's a detriment on the minds, the psyche, and the culture of our country.
My next guess was tapeworm.
So you know what I was
similar.
thinking, right? Think about what's going on with the economy.
Okay.
And I mentioned this earlier in one of my videos. It's like we were poisoned, and the poison, the lockdown, is killing large portions of the body, but not totally killing the body itself, right? Almost like chemo.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Okay.
radiation.
Purging a lot of unnecessary BS, layoffs at all these companies, only essential functions, and then maybe one. I know that everything ultimately is bad.
Yeah.
But there could be one benefit that in the end, more essential businesses rise up and we get rid of a lot of this non-essential wasted space that was actually causing us problems and hurting us.
Okay.
So that's a maybe. I don't know for sure.
I could see it. I can see the parallels.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.